Weird. I'm not sure what happened there, you guys. So let me get this going, get this set. All right, we just got a short one today. Sorry, we're starting in a little bit later today, you guys. Had some things come up that need to be addressed. But here we are, back once again for the lunch break-in. Wah, 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 wah. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, so today what we're talking about is the wood element. And we're getting into the wood element. So these aspects are taken from the idea of, let's imagine a tree. We're talking about trees and all that trees do. I'm not going to get into all of that, but if you think about trees, that's where one of the main sources of where we get our oxygen. Obviously, we get them from plants and that sort of thing as well. But trees give off enough oxygen. One tree, like just say an elm tree in your yard, gives off enough for a family of 10. So if you have plant trees outside your house and that sort of thing growing up, it goes deeper than just this tree is just out there looking pretty for me to climb as a kid. So, and then we're going to look at the other aspect of a tree. Upside down, if you think about a tree, the branches and the leaves and everything are growing up, and we see how amazing it looks above. But we have that same idea below. So the roots are going deep and deep and deep, and they're almost as much as they are. Some of these trees are tall. So it has to support itself under the earth as wind and all these different things blow and try to bend. Sometimes things break when it dries up, but the tree is always renewing and replenishing. So the idea with the trees, and for when we put it into the lunch breaking idea, we're looking at these also the idea of like the twisting and the bending and stretching of the body. But we're also looking at this in the breaking aspect or urban movement as an inversions, like that image of the upside down, right? Living in an upside down world. So we're going to play with just a simple inversion today. We're also going to get into a warm up of using twisting and stretching to get our limbs and everything moving really well. So we get into that. So you see on there arm balances and that sort of thing. We are not going to get into super in depth into arm balances today, but just for a short. So I will be touching on this wood element again because it takes a little bit more of development for some of that. But we are going to work with balance, inversion, and stretching. So let's get into this real quick. So just gonna like again a short one today. So what I'm gonna have you do start out by finding that horse stance again. Remember the knees are soft, tailbone is relaxed, and just try to find that space where you can relax your belly, soften your knees. You're on the mid part of your foot. Okay, we're only gonna be here for a second. The crown is nice and tall and stretching tall. So now with this one here, we're going to pretend like a tree is rooted. Before we did the water element, we were twisted and we went through all the waves and the flow. We're going to stay rooted here. And what I want you to guys to just focus on here is just start with this easy twist. And you're just moving your arms. And you're rooted in your feet. So your twist is coming from your feet, really. Just like in martial arts, you're striking from your root or your hip. Bruce Lee used to say striking from his toe, and I'm sure he was not the only person who said that. But if you can start to think about, and this is just a great way to loosen the spine. The spine is like our tree in our body, you guys. So all the fruits and everything, like it's like the nervous system of your spine, not only the column, but also you're rooted in your sacrum, which is your lower root chakra, and it roots up like a tree and up your spine. Those branches of the nerves that come out of your spine are going throughout all the limbs, the organs in your body, and it's navigating, it's controlling these things. So if you have blockage in any of those areas, there's restrictions. So if you have really low back stuff, it starts to create a little restriction in your legs. Okay, so as I'm twisting here, I'm going to start increasing it a little bit. Let's take a deep breath. And we're just letting that air out. Again, sorry for the late start today. Just getting back on track this week. Good. So I'm channeling that. So try to keep those kneecaps pointing forward. If you have any pain in your knees, maybe you might be too deep of a bend. Maybe you need to straighten them up just a little bit, but keep them soft. Try not to let them collapse. Try to keep your kneecaps pointing towards me. As I give a twist and feel the fold, like as if you're wearing bikini briefs. Feel the fold in your waist. Now that some of that awareness is starting to happen. Just nice and easy. And we're almost like we're just spinning the yo-yo drum where you can spin it and it goes bloop, 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 bloop. Forget the name of it. But we're using that and we're literally, our arms are going. You start to feel the blood coming into your hands. Good. So now the twisting aspect first here. We're going into therapeutics. Keep those knees soft. Now what we're going to do, you're going to inhale up and then you're going to exhale. We're going to start at the torso. One hand is going on the belly. The other hand is going on the lower back here. Okay, I believe we did that. We might have done a little bit in this water. So now the difference is you're going to be active. I want you to try to keep your kneecaps pointing forward as you exhale, twisting, looking back over the shoulder. Good. Inhale. Arms come out. Exhale. Palm on the belly and at the lower back. Actively twisting and looking back. Good. Inhale. Follow your breath. Exhale. If you're needing some down or up regulation today, maybe if you're at lunch and you're feeling a little sleepy, if that's the case, breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth. If you're wanting to down regulate, breathe in and out of your nose. And sometimes it might just bring you a balance. Good. Inhale. We're going to do one more time on each side here. This movement in itself is just beautiful. I love it. Oh gosh, one more time on each side. Good. Inhale. Exhale. You'll see how some of the water, because the water feeds the plants. So let's give an inhale and exhale, drop it back down. Good. Now we're going to inhale. And as I turn one, I'm going to look over the palm of my right, and I'm going to turn my palm up and back as far as I can. And then the opposite. If you have shoulder issues, let your arm be a little lower. But if you want to try to challenge that there, you're going to rotate this thumb forward and this thumb backwards as you exhale and looking over that right or left hand, whichever. Good. Take a deep breath. Good. Inhale. We're going to the other side. Left palm up, right palm down, twisting. Just like a tree, you can twist it when it has a lot of good. Inhale. When it's hydrated, it's hard to break a branch. Inhale, exhale, twist. It's actually really good for the activating all the rotators of the shoulders, rotator cuff muscles, all the way into the ligaments and the tendons. So the other side I didn't say in TCM, the wood element connects to the muscles and tendons of the body. It mimics that. So we want our muscles and tendons to be stable, flexible, mobile. We don't want them to be brittle. We want to hydrate them. Good. We're going to do one more on each side here. Twisting. Last one. Inhale. Good. Inhale. Good. We're just going to do two on each side of this here. Inhale up. Exhale, clear down. Good. Inhaling up. You can straighten the legs a little bit if you need. Reaching tall. And exhaling down. Good. Now from here, we're going to actually go into a little bit different movement. We're going to challenge our balance a little bit. And what I want you to do is rock like you're skiing to the outside on one, inside on the other. And you're rocking like you're skiing here. On each edge. I call these ski rocks. Okay, it's like the tree is bending, not breaking. Don't break your ankle. But just be gentle, mobilizing the knees or the ankles. You're actively going to each edge. So we're actively moving through these sort of things. So the wood element tends to be more active stretch, as opposed to some of the water element tends to be a little more passive stretch to find the end range of things. This is to activate the end range. Now, if you find there's restriction in your ankles, then that might be something you want to bring some awareness to. Pay some attention to that. Okay, good. Now we're going to play with going out edge and in. My brothers and I used to clown about this when we were kids. Look at you walking knock-kneed, or look at the bow legs, and we used to walk like this. But little did we know, exploring these ranges probably helped us with not rolling or spraining our ankles playing football and that sort of thing. Like last week we did gliding, that active mobilizing your ankles. You can go back and check out the live YouTube lives on my on the channel here to learn more. Good. Okay. Shake that out for a sec. Let's relieve the legs. Let's go up onto the toes, and then we're going to rock back onto the heels. Again, actively toes, heels. Again, see, our water and wood, they complement each other. The water helps the trees to grow. And driftwood ends up being under the earth or under the water. Looks cool, but even though it's separated from its root, it still can survive for quite some time. That would be the destruction cycle. Good. Shaking that off. Interlace the fingers. Now we're going to rotate. You're going to keep your palms together like so. And we're rotating, bending and stretching right here. And just rotating your hands around the axis, trying to keep your palms together as you rotate, getting the wrists ready to do a little something. Good, and reverse it. You'll find that reversing it feels really awkward maybe for some. It's very good to stimulate the mind. And by the way, this is very good for if you're at a computer a lot and you're at a desk. This definitely helps to loosen up the rigidity in your wrist. Good, unloose that, and then we're going to get a little wave going here. That water moving in the roots of the tree. Imagine it moving inside. And you're just stretching your fingers. And if you're a popper, waver, animator, you have no problem doing this stuff. Also, most of us can do this. I don't know, I feel like maybe they asked us to do this in music class or something when we were kids. Or maybe it was gym class if you had a creative gym teacher. Waving like so. Good. Out. Here. Reverse. Play with it for a second. I'm just warming up the wrist. You see, I'm starting to bring it through my shoulders. There we go. Good. Reverse that. It's like the waving hug tree. Right there. Good. Shake that out. Maybe twist them down. Inhale up. Stretch them up. right, I'm going to move this up just a teeny bit. All right. I'll be with you guys in just a sec. Okay. So now from here, waving. Good. Shake that out. Shake out the legs. Good. So let's go down. And we're just going to play with this movement for a little bit, get a little blood rushing to your head, then I'm going to let you guys go after this. All right. So playing with this movement, it is a down dog movement in yoga, but I want you to think about it as if you're just not really trying to do a specific down dog yet. Okay, so go on the table. All right. Now what we're going to do is activate that lower belly by just bringing our knees off the ground. You'll see this, we revisit this in the earth element movement. That'd be in 2 weeks. Okay, so just here, you should feel your belly activate. If this is really hard, then you stay right here. Okay, release that. Now, we're going to go from here, raise up, and then I'm going to bring my knees and my hips back. Okay, and I want you to look under your legs. Look right under between your legs and let your head drop. Okay, see I'm looking at you here. Turn here. Right here, looking under. All right, so now our return is this. We're going looking under and then coming back. If you need to bring your knees down, go ahead. But if not, stay here. Hips back, knees hover. Hips back, knees hover. Inhale and exhale. So I'll do a few from the side. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. So we'll be doing the workshop for this one, the wood element for the freedom movement workshops coming up in May 20th. Again at Corey Arts. We're going to explore moving with the wood element, inversions, balance of all sorts. It is a movement. It's a therapeutic movement workshop. So don't worry, I won't have you doing really hard, crazy freezes. Too long. Good. Here, let's do one more time. And stretching back. Now from here, let's go ahead and pedal. Now, obviously, if you're a breaker, B-boy, B-girl, B-day, you know that this position is something we go through constantly. Good. So now we're going to do this last piece here. And then from here, we're going to sit. And I want you to go ahead and sit down. Okay, this is just a sit out. Bring that foot back. And then sit out to the other side. Bring it back. Sit out. Bring it back. And sit out. Now, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, don't sit down. Here. Keep it ready. Boom. See how this leg goes base here, so you save yourself, save your knees. Okay. Foot goes flat, the other foot steps out. Boom. Back. Out. In the earth element, we go through the full 6-step. Out. And again, if it's too hard here, go to your knees, bring it up, sit it down. Come back, knees, bring it up, sit it out, sit it down. All right. Last time, sit out, bring it back, other side, sit out, bring it back. Okay, before you go, push back, looking under. This is optional. Bring one leg up, bring it down, other leg, bring it down. Good. One more time. Looking under. And here. Good. Walk the legs through. Good. Lying on your back. Supine twist. Good job. Just a little movement for you guys today. Again, sorry we started a little bit later today. We'll be back Tuesday. Usually we're about 12:15. So tune in if you're able. Or you can just watch the video after. Good. Feel free to go ahead and stay and stretch your body anymore if you need. We are going to complete for today. I hope you have some fun with the wood element movements. Again, there's many layers. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys next week, or for next week will be the air element, where we're going into spirals and swinging movements, and momentum and that sort of thing. So some fun play for you guys. So join in next week. Join us on May 20th for Freedom Movement Therapy Workshop. Again, at Corey Arts, exploring the wood element and all kinds of other stuff. Peace. Many blessings. See you next time.